There is one really funny thing about strings. Don't use equal equals to see if they are the same string. That is, if they have the same letters in them. Let's take a look at the output of my program that I named Chapter 9. I've compiled it and I'm running it. Please type two words. I type blah and blah, and it tells me the words are different, but I can see they're not different. What's going on? Let's have a close look at the code. So for string objects and most other objects, if you use equal equal with them, it's actually comparing these two items to see if they are pointing to the same object in memory. But in this case, they're not pointing to the same object in memory. I have two separate pieces of memory reserved, and I've named them different things. They may have the same characters in there, but they're not exactly the same object. If I make a change to one string, the other one does not get affected. So this if statement, while it looks like it might be checking to see if they're the same letters, that's not what they're doing. If I want this to actually work, there's two ways I can fix this, and I'm going to write them here. Use equals or compare to compare the contents of strings. Not equal equal, which compares the variables to see if they are pointing to the same piece of memory. Okay, so how do I use equals? Well, it's very simple. I pick the first one and I see if it equals the second one by calling equals on it. It's a method that is built into the string class. And here's how it would look. If magic word 1 dot equals magic word 2, then I can print out that the words are the same. This is actually comparing the letters in the string. Let's have a look here. Aha, much better. So I could get this same result if I could by using compare to. Now I always forget what compare to returns because there's some different ways that different languages do it. So I'm just going to take a quick trip into the documentation to remind myself. Okay, here it is. Compare to compares two strings lexicographically, and I'm interested in the return values. So it says it returns a 0 if this argument string is equal if the strings are equal. It returns a value less than 0, so a negative number, if the current string is less than the other string. So I'm interested in equality, so I will just say if I call compare to and it gives me back a 0, then I know the words are the same. Otherwise, it could have given me back a negative number or a positive number to tell me which one was the lesser string, but a 0 would mean they were equal to each other. Same result. Let me try this again so I can test the other. The words are different. Case matters, by the way. If I didn't care about case, there is a compare to that ignores case, compare to ignore case, which you can just see here is the next one. Very similar to compare to, except for it ignores the case. So this is what you should use instead of equal equals to test your string content. Do not use equal equals.